blood center's officials are sounding the alarm. They say the blood supply is significantly low. Reporter Sonia Goins shows us how the COVID-19 pandemic is impacting blood donations.
It is dangerously low, not only locally, but it's a national problem.
Memorial Blood Centers say they like to keep about 5 to 7 days worth of blood on hand, but the supply is currently under that.
It's a consistent and becoming a chronic problem that we're not having enough blood to make us feel secure, or our hospitals to feel secure in the amount of blood that's on hand.
Phil says Memorial Blood Centers can't hold community blood drives as often as they usually do because of the pandemic. In the past, they collected about 50% of blood donations through community blood drives.
The COVID-19 pandemic has severely affected our ability to be out in the community. Going to businesses where people are working remotely is not conducive to collecting blood at an office or a business.
And they often hold blood drives at schools, but that's a challenge with COVID-19 restrictions.
Access has been restricted at schools and students are there less often.
And on top of all of that, the organization is also dealing with staffing shortages, with many people out with COVID-19.
We have 6 donor centers that we're trying to keep open and expand hours so we can accommodate as many donors as possible. And staffing those has been a challenge.
Because of those shortages, Memorial Blood Centers now ask donors to make an appointment, not just walk in. It's an appointment that could make all the difference to someone that needs blood.
We can use both new donors, people who've not tried donating before, and for individuals who've donated in the past to remind them to come in again.
Sonia Goins, CCX News.
This week, the Robbinsdale City Council responded to a Blue Line light rail extension report by sending a number of concerns back to the Met Council and the Hennepin County Board. The main concern with the proposed light rail route is the section that goes right down County Road 81 through Robbinsdale. A series of meetings informing residents about the potential route just wrapped up last week. Some council members had strong concerns about a lack of options with the current draft report and the actual choice that Robbinsdale will have in a possible future route.
My intention here is not to drive a wedge between us and the project office at all, but it is to get their attention. It is to say, you know, I want more answers before we make a decision that is going to be 100 years and absolutely, completely upends the city. And I just don't think that, I don't have enough information.
The more I think about this, I think we should send our resolutions to say we don't want this on Highway 81, period. And let that be the starting point.
Council members did approve the draft modification report, which includes several comments and suggestions that should be researched when deciding upon a route. The comments also suggested there should be a no-build option considered, as well as alternative routes. Residents and business owners in Brooklyn Center with outdoor security cameras now have an easy way to share that footage with police should the need arise.
We can't do it alone, okay? The more eyes that we have, the better chance we have of, for example, identifying suspects, getting a license plate.
This month, Brooklyn Center Police launched a program that allows people to register their security cameras with the department. If someone commits a crime, investigators can look in their database to see who has security cameras in that area. Police could then contact the residents or business owners who have registered their cameras to see if they captured any relevant footage that they would then be willing to share. The move was done in response to the uptick in carjacking incidents across the metro.
It's a voluntary opt-in and an opt-out basis, and probably more importantly is put yourself in this position. If it was your vehicle or your family member or you that were a victim of a crime, wouldn't you want that information to be made available if it helped in the apprehension and ultimate prosecution of that individual or individuals?
For a link on how to register your camera, you can go to our website at ccxmedia.org. Registration is voluntary, and people or businesses can remove themselves from that list at any time. If you remember when you got your driver's license, it was a big responsibility that you only earned after taking classes, practicing, and then passing a test. One Maple Grove company hopes to deliver that same type of training and responsibility to getting a cell phone. Jason Malolo explains how.
We talk about social media anxiety, cyberbullying, and how those rates have skyrocketed.
We'll get started.
Twice a week, 6th graders at Maranatha Christian Academy attend a class about how to be responsible with their cell phones.
Okay, let's do one more.
They're just teaching you how to protect your dignity and the dignity of others, and how to not get in trouble while using modern day technology.
Let's go to page 20.
A Maple Grove-based company called Cell Phone Permit was founded about 1.5 years ago with a goal to educate kids before they become immersed in the digital world.
When students are getting it younger and younger and their prefrontal cortex hasn't developed to a point where it should be, they have a hard time navigating, one, their own reality in real life, but to have a whole separate reality within their device. They don't know really where to go from there.
Some experts say people are on cell phones too much. One study out of the Mayo Clinic says American teenagers are on their phones up to 9 hours a day.
We really need to get ahead of this for our students so that they can manage how they see themselves and are happy with themselves outside of devices.
It's not all doom and gloom, though.
Well, we can be kind to others, and also knowing all the things we've learned to be responsible with it.
Cell Phone Permit also highlights the benefits of devices and how a person's online presence can be an extension of their values.
Does it spread positivity? Does it uplift others? Is it healthy? Is it doing good? And we also talk about social entrepreneurship, how you can take advantage, of these social media platforms to build businesses and to create charities.
Jason Malillo, CCX News.
Cell Phone Permit is now offering online classes as well, and we've got a link to their website on ours, ccxmedia.org.